GHB TV. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all with me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Somebody asked for the horizontal work. I'm trying to give it up. See what's going on. I did promise I'll be back in the morning. I'm a little late for sure. But Brandon Dollar Chic was popping. I wanted to wait, I guess. Everybody was I don't like to jump on shit because it's something that people speaking about. I be trying to get certain shit out the way. What's going on? Yeah, I definitely was going last night. I definitely was out of it. I was toast. It was too much going on, bro. They had too many. He must have knew I just clocked out. What's up, gang? It was too much it was too much with the it was too much with the it was too much with the national anthems and all that. I was holding on. I was trying. But look, I I I said I would come back the next day, the next morning, and I would speak on Gervonta Tank Davis situation. Of course, I don't know what's going on. Of course, I'm not there. Of course, you know what I'm saying. I don't know his personal business, but what I do know is every man been through something with women. You know what I mean? I do know that for a fact, especially myself. I could relate. I could relate so much. I even been in some domestic violence situations. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? I've been in some real situations like that. You know what I'm saying? I could have went to jail. You know what I mean? I could have went to jail. Shit like that. I didn't. You know what I mean? I could relate in so many ways and then so many different ways I can't relate. But I wanna talk about how like of course we talking about Gervonta Tank Davis, but I want to talk about how people the first time I want to talk about how the first time people hear something, the first time people hear something, they run with it. They just take and run. They just take and run with what they heard. They just take and run with what they heard, and they just start judging. That's my thing, the judging. You know what I mean? None of us are a judge. You know what I'm saying? Even if I don't care if you went to school or we went to law school and did all this shit you had to do to become a judge. That don't make you a judge. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you weren't there. You know what I mean? And I I think people so quick, because what's so crazy, what I'm thinking about? It be men and women that's going through that, and they'll judge a person like that, a person that we hear about what they going through when they going through the same thing, and they don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? But they so quick to gun somebody down, or either to be like, "Oh, I would never do that," or "I would never like." But you in a situation like that, you know what I'm saying? Stay out of DMP business. What you mean, 2 cents? What's good, G? I bet under going. You know what I mean? So I'm talking about the reason I want to talk about it from that sense of people judging is because I think people that makes them feel better, like just to push some shit off on somebody. You know what I'm saying? And when I say I can relate, I'm gonna tell a little bit about my story. You know what I'm saying? Real shit, 2 cents. The real shit. I'm gonna hit that point. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my story. You know what I'm saying? When I say I can relate, I've been through that shit, bro. You know what I mean? No, this ain't the stream yard. I ain't even, matter of fact, I ain't even check. I'm gonna check it. I'm gonna check after this. That's crazy. I'm glad you said something because I would have never remembered. But this is what I want to do. I want to start off talking about I want to start off talking about this person's situation as as an adolescent, a kid. You know what I'm saying? We all know. All right, we all know Tank Davis from Baltimore. If you've been to Baltimore, or if you can understand, because you may be from the inner city somewhere else. If you can understand what Baltimore is like, we all I think we all been to some type of inner city somewhere in the country. So we understand what it's like. I've been to Baltimore. I spent some time in Baltimore. I moved around Baltimore, shit like that. But I'm from Philly, which is not too far. It's about an hour and a half away. Hour and a half, 2 hours at most. I'm from Philly though, right? But what I want to say is, we talking about a guy who, it's on record that his coach, his grandmother and his coach, Calvin, they basically adopted him. You know what I'm saying? When I say I can relate in so many ways, I can relate in so many ways. What I mean by that is, all right, Tank Davis, let's think about a kid that was born to, let's say, teenagers. I was born to teenagers. My mother was 15 and my father was 16 when they had me. My dad, what I learned about my dad was addicted to drugs since he was 11 years old. You know what I mean? Functioning though. My dad, had a job. My mom said that my dad been working since she known him. I mean, she met my father when they was young. She was like, Greg, your dad always had a job somewhere. He was always working, making money and shit like that. You know what I mean? So let's talk about that first. No teenager should be having a kid. You're too young. Why? You're a kid yourself. It's a lot of shit you still trying to figure out about just yourself, not even just life, just about yourself. So then you get it, you have a kid, you know what I mean? So then let's say you have a kid in Baltimore. Now, from my understanding, Tank's mother and father, suffered with drug addiction. When it came to me, it was just my father. My mother didn't suffer from drug addiction, but my mom was a young girl, and my dad suffered from drug addiction, and he, was a kid. You know, let's all right. A kid, we already know a kid like that who was born in a situation like that. He real shit, D1. He already is not equipped with the things he's supposed to have as a child. I'm not saying he don't have diapers and wipes. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, kids, you have to be well prepared for a kid. You know what I mean? I know the difference now because I had my first two kids when I was 20 years old and 24 years old. And I just had my third at 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? I just had my third kid, and it's a lot different. It's a lot different from when I had my first two kids. You know what I mean? So imagine being born to two teenagers, both drug addicted, and you left with basically like your grandmother. Everybody know your grandma is trying to be sweet. Your grandma's trying to give you everything she can. But at the same time, most of the time, it's other kids. It's other kids running around. So you're not the only one. And they taking care of multiple kids. They taking care of their own kids, the grandkids, the kids in the neighborhood, shit like that. So it's not like you getting all the attention. And I'm not saying just because you're a kid, you're supposed to get all the attention. But I'm just saying kids deserve attention, because if not, they're gonna just rip and run. Now, we're gonna fast forward just a little bit, just a few years. They said Tank Davis started boxing maybe when he was about 6 or 7 years old, and the story from when he told it, his uncle took him to the gym, right? His uncle came and got him because they was talking about how bad he was. He kept fighting. He liked to fight, He was a rumbler. Take him to the gym. So I don't know exactly what his life was like, and that's not what I'm trying to point out. What I'm trying to point out is, already at 6 or 7 years old, it's already signs that this kid is going down a bad path. Think about that. Think about somebody making a phone call and like, yo, this boy's 7 years old, bro. Like, I need some help with him. He crazy. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Like somebody being like, yo, come get little whoever. You know what I mean? He down here starting fires. He down here throwing rocks and shit at people and just doing shit. I'm saying I'm going that far because you know why? At 5 years old, 5 years old, I set my house on fire and almost killed almost killed me, my brothers, and my cousins, two of my cousins. You know what I mean? We had to move out of the house entirely. My mom, my mom and my aunt was sharing a house. It was a 4-bedroom house in the projects. 4-bedroom house in the projects. My mom and my aunt staying there. My grandma might have been living there too. So you got 3 adults and you got 6 kids. You know what I mean? You got 3 adults and you got 6 kids. I'm the oldest. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing with a lighter one day. I'm 5 years old. I'm only 5 years old. My dad, at the time, my dad was somewhere working. He wasn't there. He wasn't there. It's all of us. It's 6 boys. It's 6 boys in a room. These guys is infants because I'm the oldest. I'm only 5. So I got a brother that's 2 years younger than me. And I got 2 brothers that's 4 and 5 years younger than me. So they all babies. Then my other 2 cousins, one of my cousins is 3 years younger than me. Then the other one is about 4.5 years younger than me. So it's all of us. It's all of us in one room, bro. And I'm sitting in there. I decided one day to go get a cup of water, a lighter. I got a lighter and I'm sitting there lighting the sheet and I'm throwing water on the sheet and I'm telling my brothers and cousins like, yo, I know how to do magic. You know what I mean? So I'm lighting this shit on fire, putting it out with the water. They little kids. I'm a little kid. Nobody knows better. Nobody's paying attention to us. I think my mom was next door talking to my godmom. My aunt was downstairs cooking us some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the end of the day, nobody's paying attention. You know what I mean? Nobody's paying attention at this point. So I'm thinking about like a Tank, right? Tank he might have been in the same type of situation. I grew up like that. Like I said earlier, kids deserve a lot of attention. If you don't pay attention to a kid, I was going to get into the ass whooping. If you don't pay attention to a kid, they're going to just do shit, bro. So speed it up a little bit. My mom was crying when the firemen got called. They see all the smoke and shit. My mom, she come out, she crying. She thought one of us had got stuck in there. You know what I mean? All this shit. Yeah, I know he's 30, but let me get to where I'm going. You gotta let me talk. Try not to sidetrack me, please. I don't want to. The comments is popping up right here every time I look up. I want to respect y'all and look y'all in the eye and talk to y'all, but I need y'all to be with me for a second. Kids deserve a lot of respect. A lot of attention, a lot of respect and attention. Fuck it. You know what I mean? But when left alone, you basically learning on your own. My dad wasn't there. He should have been there. I should have been with him. If my mom couldn't pay attention to me at that time, my dad should have been available to me. He wasn't. You know what I mean? And I'm not blaming my father for nothing. Because he was out of pocket, and you know what I mean? He was doing what he was doing. It is what it is. Everything turned out how it turned out. I'm still here. I'm a spirit. So what I'm saying is, though, say my dad would have had me at the park or something like that. Say my dad would have took me fishing or something that day. That would have never happened. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to go somewhere with this shit. So my dad, when I get with my dad, my grandma was living not too far from us. Yeah, my grandma wasn't living with us at the time, but she was living not too far because I remember I was at her house. My dad came down, whooped my ass, something terrible, beat the shit out of me. Whooped me all up under the bed. You know what I mean? Then he grabbed me from up under the bed, sat me down and talked to me for damn near 3 hours or some shit. You know what I mean? The thing is, though, nobody was there to make sure I wasn't doing something like this. My mom was close by, my aunt was close by, but they wasn't right there with us. They didn't understand how young we were. Yeah, they thought that we knew what was going on, but we kids. We don't really understand the extreme of things, like how far things can actually go. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's go back to Tank Davis. Tank Davis start boxing, let's say 6, 7 years old. You start boxing. They said Tank was so bad in school that the teachers would call his coaches and basically and call his mom and basically say, well, y'all got to punish him somehow. I think y'all should keep him away from the gym. They said he would cry. They said Tank would cry if he couldn't go to the gym. Think about how deep that is. A lot of little kids, you can't even get them to box. They don't even want to be punched. They don't even want to punch anybody. They're not even in that mind state of like fighting, like really fighting. This kid loved fighting so much that you gotta punish him. His punishment is he can't go to the gym. You know what I mean? Think about like psychological wise, like think about how deep that is. Like he loved going to the gym and beating shit up so bad that when they tell him he can't go, he cry. You know what I mean? He go crazy, you know? All right. Now, one thing I know about kids who not being paid attention to, they don't know what it's like to really have attention. Like they don't really know what it's like to be how could I say this? Kids that's not being paid attention to, they don't really know what it's like to be center of attention. There you go. They don't know what it's like to be the center of attention. Nobody's paying attention to them. Now, we also heard one thing we know as a fact. That kid's life was so tough, his coach had to take him to work with him. Calvin told us stories about Calvin being a cook and in the kitchen is Tank laying down in a spot in the corner somewhere, getting some sleep, getting ready for school. Think about how tough life got to be, right? Think about how crazy life got to be that you got to stay with you don't got to buy it. You don't got to buy what I'm saying. Just hear the story. All I'm saying is just hear him out. Hear me out, at least. Remember, it's not me that we talking about. We talking about Tank. We talking about me because I can relate in some ways. But I'm just saying, listen to what I'm saying. How tough is your life that you got to spend the night with your coach? And your coach can't take you home because he got to go to work. So he don't take you to his house and leave you there. He got to go to work. He take you to work with him. So how tough is your life at home? You know what I'm saying? How crazy, how structured is your life if you got to go with your coach at night and stay at his house? I'm not asking anybody to condone anything. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not asking for anybody to cry or I'm not giving a sob story. I'm not giving nobody nothing. I'm not asking you to do nothing. I'm asking to listen. That's all I'm asking. I'm asking to listen. Can you just listen to what I'm saying? How tough is your life have to be if you spending the night at your coach's job? I'm just asking the question. Since y'all want to talk to me in the comments, let's talk about that topic. How tough is your life have to be if you're spending the night at your coach's job? You know what I'm saying? So you got this one thing that you love. It's boxing, right? You know what I'm saying? Now you got this one thing that you love is boxing. And what you notice about it is when you win, people love you more. When you lose, they act like they forgot about you. Think about that. All right. So think about everyday life where you basically feel like you can't trust nobody. You don't really fuck with too many people. You know what I'm saying? You don't know who to trust. You don't know who to really tap in with. But you know when you win these fights, everybody, so many people, even people that you don't know, they cheering for you. Think about that though. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, think about these things. These points are flying by some of these guys' heads. They can't see past bias, and that's what I'm saying. I really, that's why I didn't want to talk about it, but I feel something kept telling me, "Yo, talk about it. Just talk about it." You know what I mean? So think about that. Think about being Think about being in your everyday situation where you wake up, you ain't eating the proper breakfast. You know what I mean? Everybody around you, they talking crazy. It's crazy shit going on around you. Listen, when I say I can relate, here I go. When I say I can relate. As a kid, I remember my uncles getting high out in the street and then coming to lay on the couch at the house. I remember my uncles. I only had one uncle that was he was doing something. I had one uncle who went to the army, right? That's my mom brother. And you know what he told me? He said, Greg, I went to the army because my sisters was having kids and I couldn't, it was no more room for me at the crib. This house that we was staying in, I'm talking about from my birth date in the projects up Abbotsford. This house that I was staying in was originally my grandmother's house. You understand? So that means my uncles and my mom and my aunts, they all grew up in this house. You know what I'm saying? My uncle said, he said, gee, when I got out of high school, I had to leave because my sisters was having babies. There was no more room for me. So I had to get up out of there. So my uncle left. My uncle left probably like when I was like 1 year old. So all I ever heard of my one uncle, he was in the army. That's my Uncle Butchie. Then I had an Uncle Eric and an Uncle Vic. Rest in peace to my Uncle Eric. My Uncle Eric died in '05. He died due to HIV. You know what I'm saying? So my example of men, this was my example of men, was my father, who was a kid, who was a young boy. I could remember back to probably when I was about 4 or 5 years old. My dad used to box, smoke weed, freestyle. I used to remember my dad freestyling all the time. He'd be outside of his mom's house. Yeah, I mean, with his homies, they'd be freestyling, smoking weed, or he taking me to the gym, or my dad would be at work. And then one of them, I'm gonna keep it real. One of the most memorable, not one of the most memorable times that I had with my father. You want to know for real? To be honest, what like some of the fun times was going to different. My dad would take me to different women's houses. You know what I mean? So I didn't know. I'm a kid. I don't know who these women are. I don't know, but I know they like my father. You know what I'm saying? I know they like my father, and my dad's taking me, and they like, they feeding me and whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is me going to go have fun with my dad. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm a kid. I'm 4 or 5 years old. I can remember back that far. You know what I'm saying? So my example of men was my father and my 2 uncles. Sometimes sometimes my grandma brother, her little brother used to come down, and so you got my 2 uncles and my great uncle, they getting high and hanging out at the crib. These is my examples of, you know what I'm saying? Now, my Uncle Eric he was a pretty boy. Like he had very nice hair, very nice skin, muscular, you know what I mean? And he always had a chick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And all my uncles always had girls, to be honest. All my uncles had girls. You know what I'm saying? So I know this is my example. This is my example. These guys get high. These guys. Now, did I ever see my uncle beat up a girl? Nope. Did I ever see my other uncle Vic beat up a girl? Nope. Never seen it. I seen my dad argue with women. I never seen my dad beat up a girl. I never seen these things though. You know what I'm saying? But did I ever see them deal with different women? Yeah. They all dealt with different women. For sure. And didn't have a whole heap of kids. My Uncle Eric only had 1 child, and my Uncle Vic only had 1 child. And they both got sons. You know what I mean? So, I'm saying all this to say, right? When you growing up in a situation like that, who's teaching you anything? Who's teaching you? Who's really hand to hand, every day, day by day, teaching you how to do anything? This kid found boxing, right? And with boxing, he found the attention that he was looking for. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, life going to definitely teach you, and that's what he going through. If that's it right there, life is going to teach you, and that's what he going through. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we say, all right, so life is teaching you, struggle is teaching you, but there's not a man that's over top of you that's teaching you. You know what I'm saying? Tay Day, appreciate that, gang. So what I'm saying is, when you growing up like that, bro, nobody's paying attention to the fact that they doing shit in front of you and you picking it up, or you developing thoughts of your own to basically come up with your own. You know what I mean? Come up with your own shit. So we gonna talk today. I'm gonna take my time. We gonna talk. You have to be taught right or wrong. Everybody don't get that feeling where I just did something wrong. Everybody don't feel like that. Some people do things and they don't feel like they did anything wrong. We have to be taught right or wrong, right? Not saying this kid don't know the difference between right and wrong. Not saying that. I'm saying you have to be taught that. But one thing I do know about Tank Davis for sure. He was always applauded for what? What did he get applauded for once he picked it up? You got some kids, they fathers taking them to baseball game. They're taking them to baseball games. They taking them to wherever. Every time their birthday come around, they taking them. You know, they taking them to exactly JD fighting, beating ass 2 cents. Ezekiel said violence. Exactly. The one thing this little dude know, right, is when I put some work in, that shit feels so good, because that's the one time the whole world can feel me. That's the one chance where everybody can feel what I'm thinking right now. Everybody can feel what I'm going through right now when I go out there and I rip on something. You know what I mean? That's the one time people feel with me. Outside of that, they not with me. Now, this guy's younger than me. I'm 38 years old. This guy's 30, right? Them 8 years make a difference. I'm going to tell you why. When social media became a thing, I thought it was funny. When social media became a thing, I thought it was funny. I just was like, yo, this is crazy. You could talk to somebody in Hawaii. You could talk to somebody in Texas. You could talk to somebody in Florida. You could talk, you know what I'm saying? I'm in film like, yo, this shit funny right here. You know what I mean? Monte Morris, appreciate the love, cousin. He said, we all don't know real story. Domestic via is an argument as well. However, call police first. Whoever called police first. Right. You could, yeah, that's if you feel like all that. No, real shit. So we all know this, right? The one thing Tank found is the one thing we know him for. We know him for boxing, for beating people up, right? Meanwhile, social media era hits, and now the attention, all right, so the attention, I'm glad we talking about this. You know why? Social media, I'm going to tell you why social media means something to these young guys. A lot of y'all didn't know nothing about Lamont Roach. Nothing. A lot of y'all ain't know shit about Lamont. But guess what? Lamont was fighting before the social media shit got really heavy. Before people. No, I ain't grow up on MySpace. I was 20 years old using MySpace. These kids right now, they got Instagrams and they 13, they 12. That's different. When I was 12 and 13, I was influenced by Wu-Tang. I was influenced by Biggie Smalls, Jay-Z, Pop. You know what I'm saying? We had to listen to records. We had videos, Busta Rhymes, shit like that. I didn't have a social media when I was 13. There was no such thing. There was no such thing when I was 13 in social media. You know what I'm saying? When the computer, the crazy thing is, the computer, then only one person in the house could be using it. You know what I'm saying? These kids, you see, my man said these kids 9 years old with a TikTok. These kids are communicating with the world at an adolescent age. It's definitely not the same. I was born in 86. So 96, 90, 90, 95, 96, when Big and Pac got killed, I remember all that. And I didn't find out through social media. I found out through the news. You know You know what I'm saying? I found out I'm at the bus stop. I'm at the bus stop and everybody's talking about it. But we didn't have a computer in our hand. We didn't have a computer in our hand where we can get on there and just look at, you know what I'm saying? And we didn't know people's business. We didn't know who they was dating. We didn't, unless they brought them out, you know, they took them to the war show or something like that. We didn't know. And nobody cared. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. When I came up, nobody cared about what you were saying. It was more about what you did. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is these guys kind of grew up on social media where they read things and that shit really fuck with them. You know what I mean? That shit really fuck with them. That shit really be like hitting them. Like they really be pissed off. You know what I mean by that shit? It fuck with they mental. Me, I read shit about myself on X and Instagram and all that every day, and I laugh at it. I think it's funny. People talk crazy about me every day. Every day. Exactly. Somebody said the phone book. Yo, that's crazy. These kids have never memorized a number. We memorize phone numbers. I remember being able to remember people's numbers. You know what I'm saying? They'll never feel that. They'll never understand what that's like. It was a different time. You know what I'm saying? 8 years don't sound like that far, but it is. It make a difference. You know what I'm saying? It make a difference. So all I'm saying is this kid who has only been applauded for one thing is now becoming a star. Not right now, not this day. I'm saying now, let's transition Tank Davis from the amateurs. Now he's turning pro. Right? Now, the whole time he been going through this journey, who been the father figures to Tank Davis? Who been the two father figures to Tank Davis that we know of? I'm gonna wait. Before Floyd, Calvin and Kenny, right? Calvin and Kenny, right? Now, Calvin and Kenny, they not just that to Tank. They that to the whole neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? They a father figure to the whole neighborhood. Calvin even said one time, he said, boxing started getting to me because so many guys I was training was getting killed. So many guys I was training was getting killed. It was eating at me. You know what I mean? Tank took to me different. Tank would be on my hip, like my phone. Like how he hold his phone. You know how old heads got the phone clip? He said Tank would be on my hip like that. He said Tank, when Tank was a kid, Tank said, I'm going to be a world champion. I'm going to be better than them dudes. I'm going to go. And Tank said he wanted to be that, not just for himself, but also for Calvin and Kenny because he's seen the work they was putting in. So I'm just saying, I'm thinking about the brain. I'm thinking about the brain of a child, right? That knows he getting attention from punching people in the mouth, knocking motherfuckers out, beating them up, and he know he gonna turn pro one day, and he just want to be a great fighter. He just want to be a great fighter because that's all he ever wanted. Because that was the one thing that always loved him back was boxing. That's why to this day, even though I'm not a world champion, I never got close to being world champion. But guess what? Boxing was the only thing that kept me out of trouble. I've been on an airplane so many times. Most of the time it was because of boxing. The very first time I got on an airplane, my very first time in California was because of boxing. So in a way, I'm gonna be real. So in a way, I feel like I owe my life to boxing. In a way, that's weird. It sound weird me saying that, but in a way, I feel like I owe my life to boxing, bro, because boxing kept me out of shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Boxing kept me away from certain shit, bro. When I would come back to the block and hear somebody got booked or hear somebody got shot or I hear, and they be like, damn, G, where you was at? I was at the gym. Then I would, like, later on think about it. Damn, if I wasn't at the gym, I probably would have got shot. Appreciate the donation. Nas Williams. Is this self-destruction? I've seen this before. But we're gonna get into that though. And I appreciate you, gang. But listen, when I would go back home, that later on that night, I think about it. Cause you'll be mad first. When you hear something happen to one of your friends, you be mad. You be like sitting there mad as shit. Damn, how the fuck that happened to him? But then when you think about it, yo, if I went in the gym, I probably would have got grabbed too. I probably would have got shot too. I probably would have got stabbed too. I probably would have got jumped too. These was things happening, teenager. You feel me? Let's talk about it. So the one thing this kid always wanted, he getting it. That's what we see, right? We see that he's getting so much out of this game to the point we calling him a superstar, right? Now here's the thing. He may have never asked for that part, but that's the part that come with it. Especially when you get affiliated with a Floyd Mayweather. And then you getting all these knockouts. You punching guys out. The world love you. They love you when you up. So you begin to love that feeling. But it's a feeling you don't recognize, and it's a feeling you don't recognize because you didn't get it as a child. Think about it. If Michael Jackson couldn't handle it, why is Tank Davis supposed to be able to handle it? Michael Jackson been being programmed as far as we know since he was born. Think about it. I want y'all to open your brains up. Close your eyes and open your brain up. Think about it. Think about Michael Jackson. Think about how Michael Jackson's life was set up. How he basically was in a band since he was a child. And he was programmed since a child. And he couldn't handle it. But what's the one thing Lamont Roach has that Tank Davis don't have? Let's talk about it. What's the one thing Lamont Roach has with him in camp, in life, Tank Davis don't have? A father. A father. That mean a lot. Now, I'm going to talk about that a little bit. I'm going to go into that. I didn't have my dad. A lot of my friends didn't have their dad. But guess what? All my friends that didn't have their dad, that have kids right now, they all fathers. They all great fathers. Most of the guys in the gym, great fathers. Not most, I'm going to say all. Shit, I done seen all their kids. I done seen them with their kids. And everybody know how I am about my kids. Even though I don't have my kids, my oldest two, I don't have them every day. My oldest son is 18. He like, ever since I ain't gonna lie, ever since he turned 18, he kind of wanna do his thing. He wanna, you know what I mean? He 18. My 14-year-old, he lived 30 minutes away from me. Me and him talk on the phone a lot. Not every day, but we talk on the phone. You know what I'm saying? If he need me, he call me up. If I want to rap to him, I call him up. If it's a situation where I need to pull up, my son know he could call me. He know I'm gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying? I got my daughter every day. Every day. Y'all even seen my daughter. That's how crazy this world is. Y'all even see me with my daughter. Y'all see my daughter be in the gym with me or be with me when I'm with my mom. You understand? Tank don't have nobody that he really could trust. I'm being real. And this ain't because I heard him say it, because he definitely said it out of his mouth. He don't I don't know who to trust, bro. I done did so much shit for people and this and that. I don't know what to do. Let's think about that. Most people, when they got their back against the wall, how they react. You know what I'm saying? Right now, shout out to all your present fathers. Yeah, man, congratulations to you too, brother. Congratulations. It's a beautiful thing. It is. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep saying he's 30. Everybody 30 ain't the same as you're 30, brother. You might have had everything laid out for you at 30. You might have been on the right path. Your brain might be the type of brain that could have handled the things you went through. You know what I mean? Or you might have had somebody guiding you, or at least giving you advice where you took the advice and you saw the turnout and you like, you know what? I got to continue listening to that person. This guy's from Baltimore. I don't know if y'all been to Baltimore, man. Hey, Baltimore ain't nothing to play with, cuz. I'm telling y'all right now. You know what I'm saying? Everybody 40 years old ain't the same. It's some people that's 40 years old that think they still in high school. You know what I'm saying? No, we not justifying nothing. I said it in the beginning. Go back and listen to the beginning. All I'm saying is I'm painting a picture of a man who's learning from life. We gunning him down because he's famous. We gunning him down, but he's famous. But we don't know that guy. We don't know Tank Davis. We don't know what he go through. We don't know what his thought process is like. Listen, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something about me. This is another thing I don't talk about too often. There's people who've done things to my family members and things like that in my city. Every day I think about doing something to them. I want to pull up on them and do something to them so bad. But I gotta think about my kids, what's gonna happen with my kids, or what's gonna happen with my family if I go to jail or if I end up dead. I gotta think about that, right? I'm gonna tell you why I went into that. Tank Davis is guess what? A father now. Tank Davis is a father now, right? I bet money. I bet money. Tank Davis love them kids more than anything. You know why? Because they came from him. I bet money. I bet money. Tank Davis love them kids more than anything because they came from him. You know what I'm saying? They his babies. But imagine creating something and then you gotta fight over control. Not really so much control, but you gotta fight to see your babies on a normal basis. You know what I'm saying? We ain't even go into the whole thing with women. We ain't even go into that. Cause listen, when we go into that might be part two. I might chill off the women part two. I might make this part one. You know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to think. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something else. I don't know how many famous people are on here right now. Right now it says it's 554 people on here, 117 likes. Hold up. That's not making any sense, but we ain't gonna make a big stink about that. How many famous people do we have on here right now? I'm asking that question because how many of us know what it's like to be 17, 18, getting ready to turn professional at anything, whatever it is you do, right? And then the next 3 years, you a superstar. You being called a superstar. How many of us know what that's like? Now, the reason I'm asking that because this guy that we talking about, he can't even go to a regular store. He can't do that. When you a person, you know what's so crazy about the world we live in? We call guys chumps, right? For having security guards. But then if they don't have a security guard and something happened, we call them stupid. Where can you win? Where can you win in this world? Where can you win in the world like that? We call these guys chumps. And be, oh, they got a security guard. He a bitch. You know what I'm saying? But then when they don't have a security guard and something happened, be like, bro, you ain't have a security guard. You dumb as shit. When the truth is, security guard not gonna really die for you. Now there's been some security guards got killed and things like that. You know, trying to put it on the line. But at the end of the day, a man ain't trying to get killed over another man. You know what I'm saying? So it's really a lose-lose. You know what I mean? Think about that though. This is a guy who's from the inner city of Baltimore. As far as we know, he ended up out Vegas. He got to basically audition for Floyd. Floyd loved him. Next thing you know, everybody calling him a superstar. You know what? I wasn't going to go into the women part, but let's go into the women part. Let's talk about it. Now that you're a superstar, these girls don't give a fuck that you from Baltimore. They don't give a fuck that you a tough guy. They don't give a fuck that you knock people out. They don't give a fuck about that. All they know is they situation get ready to get sponsored. That's all they know. Truth be told. And you know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy? It's so many men that get on here and judge a guy like him, right? They judge a guy like him and act like they ain't never did nothing crazy over that cat. Y'all better stop. I'm Greg Hackett. I'm gonna keep it real. I scaled a wall one time and jumped in a window over some cat. It was my cat, but you know what I'm saying? She was playing with me that day. I'm being real, gang. I'm a spirit. You understand? You'll go crazy over that cat, man. Stop playing, man. Why y'all doing that? So every man. So I want every man to sit here and lie. I want every man to sit here and lie and tell me they ain't never act crazy over that cat. I want y'all to tell me that. Tell me the truth. Tell me right now to my face on this computer. You ain't never did nothing crazy over that cat. And guess what? And guess how crazy women are. When I pop through the joint, when I pop through the window and I walk through the living room. Now mind you, it was an apartment. I had to go up on the second floor. Mind you, when I walked through the living room and she was coming out the back room, which is her room, all the way in the back, and she coming through the kitchen. And she see me coming through the living room door, entering the kitchen. Guess what she did? Oh my God, how did you get in here? Stop playing. Get back in that room. She ain't called the cops on me. So what does that do? All right, listen. If you make it, all right. Let's talk about it. Let's be real. Let's talk about it. Niggas, monks in the chat, real rap. Now listen. Let's be real. Let's talk about it, right? If I just committed, which is considered a crime, breaking and entering, right? And I go through her window. I ain't break nothing, but I went through the window. She come walking out of her room through the kitchen, and I'm standing right there. I'm getting ready to walk through the living room, and she go, how did you get in here, Mr. Hackett? Stop playing with me. And it turned her on. What does that do? What does something like that do to the male mind? What does that do to your mind now? Think about it. Hey. The boxing realist said, yo, G, if a nigga said he ain't never did nothing crazy over some coochie, that's cause he ain't never had nothing. That's real shit. She was impressed, gang. She said, damn, he a spirit. That's what I'm trying to say. He said Greg turned into a Black Panther. So I'm just saying, I'm just keeping it real. What does that do to your mind? What does that do? If you know I just committed a crime, I could have had the cops called on me, and she would have been 100% right if she called the cops. I was totally wrong. She would have been 100% right if she called the cops on me and had me locked up. But instead, what she do? Oh my! How did you get in here? What did you do? Stop playing with me. I'm a spirit. And gave me some right after that. Come on, man. Let's talk about it, man. Let's be real. Let's talk about it. Let's talk. If we're going to talk about it, man, let's talk about it. Let's really talk about it. Y'all got to stop all the fake shit, man. Y'all got to stop that, man. It's a lot of y'all online. Not just in this live. I'm talking about on a 2 cents. You ain't never lied. It's a lot of y'all online commenting about this subject and acting like y'all ain't never did nothing crazy. Y'all ain't never did nothing crazy over that cat. I know I did before. It oughta had him act crazy over me. I got stories for days, gang. I got a story. One time, I'm laying in my house. I'm in my house. I'm laying in my bed. God rest her soul. My first baby mother, Nisi. God rest her soul. May she rest in peace. My baby. I'm in my house. I'm laying down. I'm asleep. I feel water hit my face. Go. The fuck? What you doing? She's standing right over top of me. I'm making sure you ain't have a bitch over here. Came in my crib. I don't know how she got in. Came in my crib. I'm making sure you ain't have another bitch over here. Y'all gonna stop playing with me, gang. So a woman that you done had kids or kids with, right? A woman you done had kids with. When you listen, not every man think like this, but when you release into a woman that you really like and love, you really will go crazy over her. You really do feel bad when it don't work out, or when she talk to you in a way you like, damn, how you talking to me like that? Like, damn, I thought you said you love me. You just told me you love me like last week. Now you spazzing on me. I didn't say he wasn't. I didn't say he wasn't. I didn't say he wasn't. I'm just saying, y'all got to stop acting like y'all ain't never been in shit. And the crazy thing is, the only reason y'all got away with it because it wasn't publicized. There's a lot of motherfuckers on here right now. They got their name on some paperwork, and they was on the defensive end of it. It's a lot of y'all right now. And it's only 531 people in this chat. Right now, it's a lot of y'all right now that got your name on some paperwork for some shit. And it's probably worse than what we talking about. It's probably worse than what we talk about. Huh? It's probably worse than what we talking about right now. It's some the real shit. I bet you out of 536 people, I bet you it's 50 people in here right now. They got their name on some paperwork for something. I ain't saying they got to be ratting. I ain't saying they got to be rape or something like. I'm just saying it's about 50 out of 500. Right now we got 580 people, so it's about 50 people. It gotta be. I know for a fact it's about 50 people on here right now that got their name on some paperwork for something. They got stay away forms, all types of shit. I know that for a fact. King KO says probably half. Probably. And guess what? I'm talking about male and female. CDK, my OG. I already know you. Hey, OG, you ain't even got to do all that. I already know your hand, gang. And guess what? Active father. He take care of his son every day. I know a little bit about my old head, man. Me and my OG, we talked on the phone, man. He ain't from my city or none of that, and we talked like he been respecting my hand since day one, man. That's why anytime he needs something from me, if I got it, he got it. You know what I'm saying? OG take care of his son, man, and he an OG, man. He take care of his son. You understand? Nothing but love for that guy. Real shit, and that's real shit. Not because we on this computer. That's some real shit, bro. OG a real guy, man. Take care of his motherfucking baby boy, man. Come on, man. I watch him. He might not know I seen, but I seen. But it's a lot of y'all. It's a lot of y'all on here right now. Got y'all name on some paperwork for something y'all did that you knew you wasn't supposed to do as a grown person. And the first thing y'all do, soon as y'all hear about it, Tank Davis, oh, he wrong. He this and that. He hit women. He this and that. But it's some of y'all. I bet you there's a few of y'all on here that robbed a woman before. I know for a fact. I know for a fact it is, man. I know it's some of y'all right now got an ankle bracelet on right now. On some real shit. And who am I to judge? He said one charge don't make you a crash out. Yeah, I know. But this is the thing. Tank Davis is a famous individual. So therefore, listen, how we know they ain't just out to get that boy. Every time he come to town, yo, Tank in town, make it happen. Get him on something. We live in a world. All somebody gotta do is say you did something. You ain't even have to do it. How many people in jail for somebody lying on them? Come on, man. I seen a story with two white ladies. They lied on a black man. Black man got out after like 40 years and they said they didn't feel sorry for it. Shit happen every day, man. Now I'm gonna be real. Now I'm gonna go into something else. That's good. Tank should be careful about who he have with him. And when we talk like that, we automatically eliminate the guys that he grew up with, because those are supposed to be the troublemakers. But here's the thing: them guys, who are around you because of money, that wouldn't be around you. Yeah, that's my favorite cup. Them guys who are around you because of the money, who act like they care about you, who act like they looking out for you, they don't understand situations like this because they only care about money. Those type of guys, they don't take care of their kids. Those, your mic cutting out. Testing, 1, 2. Hold on. Can y'all hear me? Testing. How we sound? Those type of guys. Can y'all hear me? Testing. Can y'all hear me? Those type of guys that Tank be having around him now, them the type of guys that don't care for real about. Them the type of guys that don't care about they people. They don't care about normal situations or everyday life type situations because they always thinking about money. So when something happened like this, they don't know what to tell you. They don't know what to tell you. They said, I'm still cutting out. Shit might have been getting too real, gang. I'm a spirit. So I'm only going to talk like a spirit. They said it's cutting. Damn. It's always somebody got to be fucking with me. Hold on. Those type of guys that they say you need a call-in number. It's not the mic, it's the stream. He said it ain't cutting on his end. All right, I'm gonna just say those type of guys that you end up having around you when you start becoming an influence, right? See, those guys are around you for the money. They're around you for the money. They're around you to help you make money, things like that. But when it comes to everyday life, when it comes to everyday human emotions and shit you might really go through, like real shit, they don't know how to help you with that. You know what I'm saying? All they need to tell you is, man, come on, man, you need to get focused, man. You got this money. I mean, you got this fight. You know what I'm saying? You got this fight coming up. And the reason they trying to have your head, consistently on the fight is because they get paid when you fight. They get paid when they broker a deal for you. You know what I'm saying? Inside the corner, what's popping? You know what I'm saying? They get paid when they make you money. When they make you some money or you go make some money off your name, they get paid. So they be more focused on that. But so then when you go through a situation with a lady or your baby mom or your wife or something, they don't know how to talk to you. They don't know how to talk to you because they don't give a fuck about you for real. Because this is the question you have to ask yourself, Tank Davis. Would these guys be around you if you was just regular old Gervonta from her? Would they be around you? Would they even try to reach out to you? If you wasn't the guy with the influence, would they fuck with you? Tank Davis put the Chrome Heart shit on his clothes. I've been seeing Chrome Heart ever since. I never even knew what the fuck Chrome Heart was because I'm not a guy that's into fashion. I'm sorry. I like regular shit, white tees, shorts, and you know what I'm saying? I'm a regular boy, and the reason I'm regular is because you get the same results whether you dress nice or you dress regular. So I'm a regular guy. You know what I mean? When I get my hair cut, I look, you know what I'm saying? I look spiffy, I look good, but you're going to see me, I'm going to be on my regular shit because you get the same results. You know what I'm saying? I never seen nobody really, never mind. We'll talk about that later. I'm a spirit, gang. But would these guys be around you if you was just you? If you wasn't the influential guy, if you wasn't the guy. You say you got that Brian Norman today. No, see, Brian Norman ain't had one of these up under it. See, that was his problem. He ain't had one of these up under it. If you wasn't the influential guy, if you wasn't that guy, would these guys be around you? Niggas catch cat bouncing off Tank just being nearby. Real shit. It's a lot. It's a lot happens for you when you're around a guy like that. That's very influential like that. So if you wasn't that guy, would these guys be around you? We never ask ourselves that question because this guy's always giving you good advice on money. But when it comes to a situation like this, He can't tell you nothing. Cause you know why? He don't have those same feelings. He cold, he a little more cold than you are. He don't give a fuck about nobody. He give a fuck about the American dollar. That's all he care about. So he not connected to you when you acting like that. When you turn into that animal, he don't know how to talk to you. He don't know how to grip you up. Yo, chill, bro. Calm down. Think about what you're doing right now. He don't know how to do that. You know what I mean? So when you get in trouble, the only thing you left with saying is, man, I just can't trust nobody. I can't. Nah, the guys that you could trust, you cut them off because the guy that's around you now, that's acting like he helping you, he kept telling you that they only need and want shit from you. When the truth is, cool. Cause I'm pretty sure those was the same guys when you needed shit, they was there for you. Not the guy that's with you now. The guy that's with you now is only with you now because of what you able to do for him. But those guys that was with you when you ain't have shit, those the guys they tell you to cut off. But those the guys that know how to talk to you when you tripping about, yo, bro, you tripping right now. You on some lame shit. The guy that's helping you get the money, he's scared to talk to you like that because he think you'll punch him dead in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Or the female that you got working for you, she's scared to talk to you like that because she don't want to get fired. You know what I'm saying? So what they do is when they come into play, they start worrying about shit. Instead of making sure they get you to the money, what they start doing is, yo, who that be with you? Yo, that's my man from back in the day. That's Larry. What'd he do? No, that's just my man. He good. They watched. All right. Oh, all right. That's Larry. They sit back and they watch Larry, and they look for a flaw in Larry game, right? Then they come back to you a couple weeks later. Hey, yo, I saw Larry. This is that. Hey, he was having a conversation with somebody about you. You know what I mean? I don't think that conversation was kosher. I don't think he should have been talking like that. Now you looking at Larry funny. But then this the thing. You scared to approach Larry about that conversation with Cuz because you know Larry would go off on him. So instead of checking main man about talking about Larry, you ain't even supposed to say nothing about Larry. But instead of checking main man, what you do is you start watching Larry a little too much. Now you try and find flaws in Larry armor. Whole time main man stealing from you. You know what I mean? And I'm from Baltimore. People don't understand just being from here is traumatizing. That's what I'm trying to say. I can understand it because I'm from Philly. I take that air fryer with me everywhere I go. Cause I know motherfucker don't give a fuck about you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trauma. That's trauma. That's being traumatized. I'm traumatized. You know what I'm saying? I'm on preheat everywhere I go. When I say everywhere I go, I'm talking about I'm on Bomac out here. I don't care where I'm at. Somebody got me. If I can't get me, somebody got me. You understand what I'm saying? That's being traumatized. You know what I'm saying? PTSD, real shit, gang. You understand? Some people might say, yo, you need to lose that part of yourself. Bro, you're tripping. You're this and that. Okay, fine. Now let's say I do lose that part of myself, right? Let's say let's say I lose that part of myself. Then 10 years later or 5 years later, I get around these suits. And then these suits, they playing like the dudes on the street. But because I lost that vibe, because I lost that awareness, that self-awareness, it's dudes that's in suits. Now they getting me. When I would have never went for this in the street. I would have never went for this from a regular dude. But I'm letting the dudes in the, come on, gang. It's a lot going on around this guy. I'm not making no Tank Davis. Whatever he really did, because we don't know what he did. We don't know what happened. All we know is a female called the cops on you. And this is the thing. If you know anything about the females and cops and black men, come on. They pulling right up. It's an easy lick. It's an easy lick. Ezekiel, you got it, baby. I'm a man of the people. Whatever I give out, you can have. Man, I ain't, you know what I mean? Just don't put your hands in my sugar bowl. And we good. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. I don't know, man. It's a lot, man. All I'm saying is try to put yourself in his shoes. Would you be able to handle that? Would you be able to handle being who he is? Being who he is to the world and how people judge that man every day and talk about him every day. Would you be able to really handle that? We don't know. So how come when they say somebody did something, you know what was crazy that I used to always think about? The girl Desiree back in the day that said Mike Tyson raped her. You know one thing that Farrakhan said? Farrakhan said, if you a chicken, why would you go into a chicken hawk's house at 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning? Those ain't brunch hours. So what you thought was gonna happen? I'm not saying Mike Tyson did rape her. I'm not saying he did or he didn't. What I'm saying is, even if you an 18-year-old woman, 19-year-old woman, you going to go see a fighter, a man, 2 o'clock in the morning. What you think about to happen, gang? What you think he was trying to hook up for, gang? I'm just asking. If I'm pretty sure it's a few grown women in the chat right now. This for all the grown women. You 30, let's say you 30 something years old, you 40 something years old, however old you are. If a grown man called your phone at 1 o'clock in the morning, if a grown man called your phone 1 o'clock in the morning, what you think he want? I'm sorry about that, gang. This to all the grown women. I'm asking the question to the grown women in the chat. I know it's at least one grown woman in this chat. If a man call you 1 o'clock in the morning, what you think he want? And you pick up and you go over there. What you want? What you think about to happen? Talk to me. Talk to me. I know it's at least one grown woman in here. If a man, yeah, I definitely was. Nick J says she know what time it is. Nick J says she know what time it is. She said she picked up the phone 1 o'clock in the morning. She know what time it is, and most likely she 30 minutes out of the shower, so she already knew the call was coming. We talking about. Come on, professionals. Now this is a woman who the woman we talking about come from a mother father household. She got a mother and father with her. I know it's some school in there. Nick Northington, appreciate the love and support. Appreciate you, gang. I can't pin my Cash App, but you know, GregieCash, GREGIE Cash. Appreciate the love and support. I really do. I'm just saying. Now, this lady is a lady he dealt with. It's not a lady he with anymore. This is his child, his daughters. I believe he had 2 daughters by her. For him to double back, that means in his mind he loved her. I don't know for 100% fact. I don't know for 100% fact. But a lot of times when you double back, you loved her. You know what I'm saying? In his mind, damn, this is my baby. We can get past this. How many? So you gonna tell me y'all ain't never argued with a lady and get back with her? How many of y'all never did that? No, I know he went to go get his kid. I heard about that situation. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about him even dealing with her. I'm talking about him even dealing with her. You know, before you have a baby, you know y'all test each other out. She test out that rod, and you test out that cat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all, all right, we compatible. We compatible. It's a connection thing. Y'all know it's a connection thing. It's a physical connection thing. And then after the physical connection thing, you start getting into that soul tie type shit. You know what I mean? You start really digging deep. You feel me? You start digging into different layers. You understand? So tell me, come on here and lie. I need now this is to my men. How many of y'all been with a woman, argued with her, and got back with her? I'm talking about argue, fight with her. I ain't talking about even physically fighting, but I'm just saying going back and forth with her. Really, y'all going through it. Fuck you. And then that night, you right back with her. I remember, listen, I remember arguing. You get on my fucking nerves. This and that. And then that same day, That same day, I'm whispering in that ear, and I'm going to town, and she talking back to me. Y'all gonna stop? Y'all not gonna do that to me, gang. Y'all not gonna do that to me, gang. Y'all not gonna do. I'm really, you know what I'm saying. I've been out here a long time. I ain't that old. I'm 38, but I done did a lot in my life. In my young life, my 38 years, I done did a lot in my life. I do need the soundboard. My man keeping it real. He said I go through that now. I'm a spirit, gang. I know how this shit go. And listen, when I was younger, when I was younger, I used to see guys. I used to see guys on the phone arguing with the girl. Ah, fuck you, bitch. Ah, going crazy, right? And I used to laugh. I used to think it's funny. And then it happened to me. And I used to be like, yo, this shit ain't no joke. This shit crazy. A lot of y'all don't have the self-control y'all think y'all got. You know what I'm saying? We practice it. You become what you laugh at. Real shit. We practice it. We practice it. We try to practice discipline. And I hope, and listen, I hope and pray a lot of y'all develop the type of discipline that we sitting here talking about. But a lot of us don't have it when you connected to somebody. When you know what somebody smell like, taste like, feel like. Come on, gang. Come on, gang. We ain't gonna talk about all the other little shit in between that you go goofy over. But I'm just saying, I'm just talking about that connection you have with a woman, and the connection a woman had with a man. You understand? On the internet, they definitely perfect. Motherfuckers so perfect, they don't even take shits in the morning. This shit is crazy. Cuz said it's Buster shit. What's Buster shit? What are you talking about? If like my man said earlier, you ain't never been through nothing with a female, you ain't never really had no females. You ain't never really doing that. I'm not making excuses. This is the whole thing. I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying we tripping on somebody for shit that people go through every day. I know for a fact it's a lot of motherfuckers on here right now. Y'all names is on paperwork for something. For something. And y'all on the defensive end of it. A finger was being pointed at y'all for doing something. And you like, I ain't do that. No, that's not me. I know it's a lot of y'all right now who going to court for something. Y'all got a court date for something. Is that, you know what I'm saying? How you gonna tell me? All right, so all right. I'm gonna tell y'all where I relate to this situation. I'm gonna get into it a little bit more now. I was 19 years old. I met my first son's mother. Again, rest in peace, Niecy, man. Rest in peace. May she rest in peace. She was 33 years old. I was 19. I met her at a party. The second I looked at her in her eyes, I knew something. It was gonna be something. I knew. I'm talking some real shit. I looked at her in her eyes. She looked me in my eyes. She had the prettiest eyes I think I seen up until that date. I was 19. She was 33. She had 3 kids. Guess what? I didn't care. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. Couldn't nobody tell me nothing. It was so crazy. It was so crazy, right? The night I met her, I don't think Cuz was her boyfriend, but she was with Cuz. I don't think it was her boyfriend because me and her, we ended up spending time with each other the very next day. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I was 19 years old. I had just turned 19 2 months before. No, not even 2 months, a month. A month and a half. Like a month and a half before. I was 19. My old lady was 33 when I met her. So look, I go home, sleep on it. The very next day, hey, TY, what's up? Yo, who the light-skinned Jones at the party and all that? Oh, that's my cousin. Oh, yeah, tell her I said, what's up? She said to me, she said, you know what's crazy, Greg? She asked about you too. I'm 19. A Dodge J. Say it again, gang. I wish I could pin that. Yeah, but the thing is, at 19, I still knew the difference between right and wrong. And guess what? The truth is, I shouldn't have been fucking with a lady 33 years old at 19. I shouldn't have been doing that. Y'all want to know something else? 5 months later, pregnant. 5 months later, pregnant. Crazy. A month after that, me and her, we get a house together. She got kids. I don't got no kids. This my first kid. Supreme Ala Sheik. What's up, gang? And listen, and this is my baby mom we talk about that passed away, and people saying some crazy shit right now. But guess what? I'm so thorough with this shit, and I'm so understanding of the world. I wouldn't get mad over no shit nobody's saying right now. But I'm watching some crazy comments go across. I'm watching some crazy comments go across the screen right now. But listen, I was 19 years old, bro. Guess what? One day, I'm gonna tell you, she broke my heart one day. She had me pissed off one day. One day I'm working. I was going to work. I had a job up in like Chalfont, PA. This shit was like, no, Supreme, you good, gang. You good, man. I already know, man. Come on. Stop that, man. You know we built different, Preem. We ain't doing that. Men shouldn't be emotional. Yeah, I know. And where you work at every day? Hey, Preem, listen, cuz. So look, I'm going to work. Listen, I'm going to work. I'm going to work, right? I got a job right there. I'm bringing home my check. I'm turning in my check. Like I'm basically just giving her my money because I'm trying to take care of business. At the same time, I feel good. I feel good about myself because I know who I am. I didn't finish high school. I was into some nonsense at times. I done did some wrong. You know what I mean? But I'm alive and well, living in Philadelphia, and I know niggas get smoked every day, but I'm still out here. I'm working. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm paying my dividends. You know what I'm saying? Making sure my end of the rent, everything, the bills and everything is cool. I'm grabbing shit for my kid. You know what I mean? I'm feeling good about myself. One day, she was frustrated, and she told me, "You ain't doing enough. You ain't doing enough. You. This ain't nothing. I'm used to not paying nothing." And I'm like, yo, how you talking to me like that? I'm like, how you talking to me like that? I'm going to work every day. I'm what you talking about? I'm like, what you saying? How you figure that? How you figure I'm not doing it? I give you my check. I keep maybe $40 out of my check so I can get a trail, get me a pass to get on the train and some lunch money. But I give you my money. How you talking to me like that? Now, somebody just wrote a man shouldn't be emotional. So a lady I love, a lady that I love, that I got bond with, and we have a baby, and I'm helping take care of her kids, and I should be emotional over her saying something to me like that. That shouldn't make me feel any kind of way. She definitely put the guilt trip on me. Break my back. I'm breaking my back for this situation. And guess what? I'm so crazy. I'll do it again, especially to have my lady back. And we don't even got to be together just to see her hair. I lost my baby mother in 2019 to cancer, man, breast cancer, man. I wish that lady was still here, man. That was one voice that could motivate me. That was one voice I could hear in the morning. That, man, the rest of my day gonna be good. But it was a man. It was a man that wrote on here. A man shouldn't be emotional at all. Something like that shouldn't make me emotional. It shouldn't. It shouldn't hit my heart. Huh? This the lady. This the lady I'm in love with. This is the lady I got that gave me my first child. They gave me my first child. And I'm going to work every day. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do. And she told me it wasn't enough. And the way she said it, it hit me. That shit was like a shot. Boom. Like shit blew my heart out. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I'm not supposed to be emotional? Huh? You almost said that like men are robots. It's painful but true. Real shit. That's the first mistake men make. You aren't human if you don't have emotions. Even animals have emotions. Y'all really gotta, Y'all really gotta level up. Hold on, Nick J. Though you gotta be careful though, because women will take advantage too. And now I'm so sure about that right now. I'm so sure about how manipulative women are. So sure, you know why I'm so 100% sure? I'm watching my daughter, who's only a year and a half old, very very crafty. She's only a year and a half old. She's crafty. So I wouldn't say that either, Nick J. I mean, you got to be careful with women. No, you shouldn't have been emotional. Respectfully, God bless the dad that should have just told you she a little goofy. Okay, but this is what I'm glad you said that, brother. I'm glad you said that. Psycho mind. I'm glad that. You know why? My father wasn't there. My father been addicted to drugs since he was 11 years old. How he gonna tell me anything? I lost respect for my father when he stole from me when I was 12 years old. Talk to me, gang. Let's talk. I'm here. I'm telling y'all real shit. This is shit that I don't talk about every day. I have told these stories, but I ain't telling them to the world. This is telling it to the world. I lost a lot of respect from my father when he stole from me. I lost a lot of respect from my father when he slapped me one day, and me and him got into it. Me and him got physical. I had to make him feel my wrath. Huh? I shouldn't be emotional? Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's talk, gang. Psycho mind don't know nothing, but he quoting stuff somebody told him, but haven't been nowhere for real. That's what I'm. That's what it's seeming like. That's what it's seeming like because he don't he you know what? All right. You know what it's like to be beefing with older guys in your neighborhood, and you can't call your dad. You can't call your dad. Come stand on something with you. I feel that, Greg, because my dad, the one who taught me not to be emotional. Exactly. Your dad taught you that. My dad didn't teach me that. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? My dad, and to be honest, my dad is in a very emotional being. I can get on the phone right now with my dad, tell him something, he'll start crying. And that's what Tank is missing too. OG to talk to. Psycho mind. That's all I was trying to say. I wasn't making no excuses for him. I never said Tank was right. I never said Tank was right for anything he was accused of. And I'm saying accused of because allegedly, because we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. What I'm saying is, how you gonna tell another man? How you gonna tell another man how to take something, how to receive something? How you gonna do that? You talking about how you was raised, and your pop might be a cold, cool motherfucker. He might be, but I don't really know who my dad really is because my dad always been getting high all my life. My dad been getting high all my life. I know who he like when he not getting high, and then I could tell. All I gotta do is be on the phone with him. I ain't even gotta see him. I could tell if my dad been getting high or if he high right now. I could tell. That's how long my dad been getting high. My dad been getting high that long. That if I get on the phone with my dad, I could tell if he high right now or if I if he clean. I can tell. Come on, gang. So how you gonna tell a man how to react in a situation? Come on, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking shit. I don't know. But I only made this live because I want people to stop looking at things from a blind lens when they hear something. I want people to stop. As soon as they hear something, they go right into judging. Or man isn't supposed to do that. A man is supposed to do this. Everybody different, bro. Everybody different. I was taught a man wasn't supposed to dress like a woman, but some of my favorite entertainers like Rick James, he's one of my favorite. He was a freak. Oh, he was a freak. I don't know. I know he loved women though, but he was a freak though. That's one of my favorite. Rick James is my guy. It ain't nothing you can tell me about Rick James. I was told man ain't supposed to dress like that. Man ain't supposed to wear braids. Man ain't supposed to wear heels on his shoes and all so crazy shit. But Rick James is my guy. You hear me? Is nothing nobody could tell me about Rick James. He is a genius. You understand? I am gonna open the stream yard because I should be back today. I think they letting me back on today. We're gonna talk about all that later. Hey, Omic, I got Appreciate the love. Can y'all hear me? Open the stream, y'all. Let's talk. For sure. Can y'all hear me? You know what I mean? Hey, listen, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. I appreciate love and support, man. I really do. Yeah, my bad. Cause somebody just called me and I knew it probably blacked out or went out on me. But I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying. It's a lot we hear about men what they not supposed to do, but you know what I'm saying? They said the GHB merch is back, y'all. There was some technical difficulties yesterday where they were saying everything was sold out. GHBmerch.com is back, up and running. Let's get it. I appreciate the love and support. I really do. I'm just saying though, it's a lot we always say a man ain't supposed to do. I was always taught don't let nobody hit you. It don't matter who it is. My mother told me that. Mom said don't let nobody hurt you. So I don't give a fuck if you a man, a woman, a dog, a cat, a fish. If you do something to me, I'm gonna do something back. I'm just that kind of person. I'm sorry. My bad, gang. If you got a heartbeat, I'm with it. Long as I know you a living being, I'm with it. You hear me? I'm with it. My mom told me that. And I saw my mom act that way. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. A lot of us out here was raised by our mothers, man. And sometimes the information they was given wasn't always clear. Dig this head, champ. As long as I know it's a heartbeat, I do something to you. I don't give a fuck. A motherfucking plant could catch it. That's on God, 2 cents. I ain't back all the way 100% in the gym yet because I've been taking care of my mother. But you know, I'm gonna let y'all know when I'm back in the gym 100%. I'm just saying, man. He said I get emotional. We all do. I'm the quiet type. I suppress it. We all handle it different. That's real shit. I like to curse motherfuckers out. I'm a person. I get loud. And the reason I get loud because I don't want to sock you right then and there. Like if I feel like I shouldn't be socking you right now, then I'm gonna be like, yo, get the fuck. I'm gonna start, I'm gonna go there. And also my tone, the tone that I use when I speak very loud because that's the tone I have heard all my life. My aunts and my moms and my grandmom and all of them, they talk real loud when they talk. Bitch, where you been at last night? That's how they talk. So as a kid, I talk loud. So somebody say, what's your name? Greg Hackett. That's how I say it. I don't say Greg Hackett. My name Greg. I'm like Greg Hackett. Like I really, you know what I'm saying? My dad is one like that too. It's crazy because my mom and my dad they not alike, but then they are. Because my dad is real proud too. He say his name real proud, and you know what I mean. He write his name real big, and you know what I'm saying. My mom got pretty handwriting, so I used to mix it both. I make sure I write big, but I make sure I write it sharp, make sure it's nice. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, you know what I mean? It's a lot that we do that we put. It's crazy, right? It's crazy that we all so similar, but we put rules on people like, oh, you shouldn't do that. Well, you shouldn't do that, and you shouldn't. But then you look at somebody crazy if they tell you that. But then you out here doing that same thing. You tell somebody what they shouldn't do. It's like with boxing, right? I learned certain rules that'll save your life, right? And when I see people making mistakes, I say, guess what though? It be working for him sometime. So when the old head be like, I know it's 5 styles of boxing. When he say that, he might be right in his book. In his book, he probably right. Respect for not stepping on a man when he down. You a real one, Jay. Hey, George, I appreciate that. George Chohan, appreciate that, gang. I'm just saying. And the women definitely gonna try you. That's gonna be the part 2. We gonna leave Tank out of it on part 2. We gonna talk about these women for sure. Cause they crazy out this joint. And I just had a daughter and I see exactly how it all happens. And you know what's so crazy? It was a lady I used to deal with. She used to say, "You gonna have a daughter, Greg, one day, and you gonna learn how to treat women." But now I think this gonna make me a little bit worse because I see the mind games. I see it. I see the mind games. Tank for saying he wanted to seek therapy and kill the demons inside him and better. Right? Tank did say that, bro. And that's the thing. It's the last part about Tank. That's the thing. It seems like he's trying to really be a better person and really be there for his daughters. And that could turn into a thing with your baby mom. You know why? Because you don't feel that way about her anymore. You feel that way about your girls, though, your baby girls. So because you feel like that about your baby girls, you loving on them and you trying to really make sure they got what they need, and you kissing on them. The moms be getting jealous sometimes. They be getting real jealous. Real shit. Real shit. A lot of the moms be jealous of the babies. I remember one day, God rest her soul. My son said his feet hurt. So I get to rubbing his feet. She said, "Damn, baby daddy, you don't rub my feet like that." I said, "We ain't together no more. Give you my paperwork and I got you." You know what I mean? Now she ain't make a big thing out of it, but I'm saying she said it. She said it because it hit her brain. Being emotional can and will usually blind you. Yes, but there's some things that also will bring that emotion out of you. That's what we not. It's crazy how like my man 2 Cents said earlier, it's a lot of monks in the chat. A lot of y'all is monks on the internet. I'm gonna even go even further. It's probably a couple y'all on here right now done try to kill some of these niggas out here over a girl. Paperwork make them fingers work. Real shit. Who put me in timeout last night? That was crazy. I don't know. My bad about that, gang. My bad about that. I remember one day having pops in your life is a big deal. Real shit. I remember I have a degree in philosophy and I am not a monk. Hey, I remember one day my son. This is why it's important to have your dad. My son called me. He said, "Dad, I'm ready to hit this bull in school." I said, "Why you gonna do that?" He said, he was talking about my mom. I said, "You ever met your mom?" He said, "No." I said, "So what did you say to him to make him say something about your mom?" I was talking about, he said something. I was talking about something. He was making fun of the kid. The kid said your mom. But my son's mom at this time was like, had been dead for like a year and a half, 2 years. So I said, "Listen, that kid never knew your mom. He never heard about your mom. So he didn't know your mom was dead. But had you not said what you said, he wouldn't have said what he said. So who's wrong?" He said, "You right, Dad." I said, "All right then, chill. That's why you need your pop. That's why you need your pop." Now, guess what? When I was ripping and running, I ain't had nobody talk to me like that. I ain't had nobody talk to me like that. And my mother, I'm gonna keep it real. My mother is a cannonball. My mother is a cannonball. I'm talking about you. My mom. If I said somebody said something about my mom, and I told my mom would be like, "Well, who was it?" And if she knew they mom, she'd load that pistol and send me right out with it. She say, "Listen, say this." "Oh, I know his mom. His mom used to mess with your aunt. I mean your uncle." She be like, "No, go tell him his mom this, and that, and you did this." So she'll load my gun up. I'll go out there talking heavy shit. "And your mom used to be with my uncle. My uncle used to who? And my uncle hit your grandmom too." I used to go crazy. My mom was it what? You feel me? When somebody talk shit to me, my mom be like, "Say this." All right, and you gotta make sure you look them up and down. Whatever you can catch, fire their ass up about it. That's how my mom was. She didn't tell me to ignore shit. She used to tell me to check shit. You feel me? You gotta choose women wisely. That's absolutely true. but they dress up so well. They disguise themselves so well. And sometimes it be the way they smell. It be the smell sometimes, bro. My BM smacked me with our son in my hands. Yeah, see? Gold Rush. I appreciate the love and support. My man Bang, what's up, gang? We don't need no more emotional NBA young boys. Yeah, but he got a lot going on. But again, you keep calling these guys emotional, man. You don't know what they've been through, man. You don't know what they've been through, bro. I like to go into a guy's story, man. I want to hear the backstory. I want to go all the way back in the time. I want to hear it, man. I'm that type of person, man. I'm that type of person. I want to know. I want to know what's going on. You know what I mean? I want to know what's going on. I want to make sure you really cool. Like, all right, let's get to the bottom of this. You know what I mean? I got a young boy that I check in with just to make sure he cool. Like cause I know he'll go off. I know he'll trip out. And he's an emotional being. Me and him didn't even got into it. And that's my guy. I love him to death. I love him. And I tell him to his face I love him. He know I love him. And I gotta text him sometimes just to, yo, you here? I'm here, G. I'm doing good, man. The smells, diabolical. Real rap. It be the skin. All right, so if it would be for me, I like that old school woman. I don't like all that, the makeup. I don't like all that. I don't like all the weave and wigs. I don't like all the enhancements. I don't like no surgeries. I like old school fly, like old school. So you know what I mean, when I encounter something like that, I kind of be like, oh shit, that's a classic right there. Like, all right, put it like that. I'm in the classic cars, and they don't got to be old, but I just like I know classic. Like I know, you know what I'm saying? I'm just good with that type of shit. You know what I mean? Now who she is inside her brain and body, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I know you know what I'm saying? Good paint, everything shined up, you know what I'm saying? But it's no enhancement, all original parts. Real shit. Vintage. I don't do the wigs and the glue and all that. They be having the glue. We're not doing none of that. If you bald headed, then rock the bald head. I'm cool with that. Legs and eyes. I like that smooth, that baby skin. That baby skin. Woo. I got me a 74 Chevelle. Right? What he say? Right now. Real shit. I got an 83 cut Supreme, ain't taking no shit. You hear me? Real shit. It says 73 Buick 225 right here for sure. Real shit. Hey, listen, man. Hey, listen, man. Hey, Greg, what about a 92 Pinto? Whatever you into, gang. Whatever. I can't tell a man what he should be into. Hey, listen, GHB TV, man. I appreciate the love and support. I'm gonna see if the StreamYard is working. If the StreamYard working, y'all know we got Shakur and all them tonight, so we gonna definitely be back. But listen, I appreciate the love and support. I really do. GregieCash, GREGIE Cash on Cash App. Greg Hackett 86 on Instagram. Get with me if you want to just, you know what I'm saying. I ask anybody. Ask anybody. I reply to DMs. So hit me up. Greg Hackett on Facebook. Greg Hackett 215 on X. And Greg Hackett 86 on TikTok. Fuck with me. Appreciate the love and support. Listen, without y'all, there is no GHB TV. You know what I mean? So think about it. We all work together. You know what I mean? This ain't no one person bigger than the gang. No, the gang is the gang. When we pull up, we all pull up. You feel me? When it's trouble, we all pulling up for that trouble. You hear me? When it's good times, we all pulling up for them good times. And if you wasn't able to be there, we'll tell you about it. You know what I'm saying? We'll bring you back a piece of cake or something. Appreciate y'all, gang. Thank you.